Welcome to my presentation of my project FoodOrganizer created during the Advanced Web Programming course at LiU. I'm Luis and I'm very excited to show you my current state. So FoodOrganizer is a planning system around meals where users can create recipes in the system and then schedule those, so basically create a meal plan. And based on this data, FoodOrganizer will automatically generate shopping lists or a shopping list for the next week. Everything I will show to you today is currently live on food.13bytes.de, which is my production version of the code that's connected to a CI/CD pipeline, which basically builds every new commit push to the main branch and deploys it to this web page. Let's start with a little walkthrough. So if you're not registered and go to the web page, you will end up here where you get a few details about what you can expect. If we now sign in or get started, we could log in, or in this case, let's create a new account. So I'm using Clerk as the auth provider, which is still integrated in this app, of course, but yeah, I don't store the sensitive data. That's handed over to Clerk and managed by them. So because this is the first time I registered with this email, I need to verify it. The notification email is already sent from also my domain. If I paste this code in, we arrive at this start page. Basically, the whole architecture of the app is designed in a way that there are different groups that are strictly segmented. So, for example, a family or a household is expected to join one group, and inside a group you can see all of the ingredients, shopping lists, and meal plans without any restrictions, so the data is completely shared. But between different groups there are no overlaps whatsoever, so every data is completely private inside its own group. So we could create a group, but let's just join an already existing one. This is a different account where I'm already logged in. And inside a group with 3 members. And if I'm a member of a group, I can create invite codes, which are per person passwords, basically, that allow to join this group. So if I redeem this invite code, I am now in the same group and could invite more people. Let's quickly demonstrate. If I sign out and log in again, I don't need to re-verify my mail, and I'm still, of course, in the same group. I can quickly also give me a name. Let's go with test user. And I could also add a phone number, which I will come to back later. So now let's start by defining some ingredients, which are basically the building blocks of the recipes. So if you create a new group, you get a predetermined starting point with the base ingredients, so you don't have to start from scratch and create all of them by yourself. But you, of course, can modify them to your liking and also create new one. So let's, for example, add an egg to the list. Some ingredients require a bit more specification around what exactly you should buy. But in the case of an egg, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Eggs are usually buyable in packs of 6, which is important information for the shopping list generation, as it will always get rounded up to the next buyable pack size. So yeah, give me these pieces. And here we have categories that we can use to filter all our ingredients. So let's, for example, we could select protein. But if the category isn't already available, we can just create it here and it will automatically pop up everywhere else. So let's go with protein. Ignore shopping list is nice to have if you have ingredients like water or salt, which you want to use, but you don't want to have them add up on the shopping list over and over again. So yeah, now we have our egg added and we could start using it in a recipe. So there are already a few existing ones. But let's go ahead and create a new one. So let's do a recipe for omelette. We want the recipe to be for 2 servings and it might take us 15 minutes of cooking time. So as ingredients, I already created the egg earlier. So we select egg. Let's go for 2. And I could also create new ingredients directly in this view. So it's basically the same we did earlier. But if it's already existing, we can just add it here. So for example, let's go with raw tomatoes, maybe 100 grams, and a bit of milk. Something like this. And I don't know. Yeah, let's just add a few champignons, so maybe 100 gram. And yeah, that's our ingredient list. The instructions are a formatted markdown field, so I can do headings or do lists, do subheadings. Write in bold, and do stuff like that. But let's just go with a very simple instruction set here. Add it to our recipe, and yeah, now we're done. The recipes can be liked, and you can add a comment. Just, yeah, for a bit of social interaction. And that's basically it for the recipes. Now let's go to the meal plan part of the app. So as you see, I already scheduled to eat quesadillas tomorrow evening. But I will now schedule, yeah, the omelets we just created for this afternoon, and maybe I want to cook for 4 persons. So now all of those ingredients are automatically added to the shopping list. So as you can see, we have our categories back and all the ingredients from the quesadillas and the omelette. If we check stuff, they will get added to the recently bought items, so we can undo accidental checks and have an overview over all of the items we would need for our next few meals. The shopping list is actually one of the most challenging parts of my app because it supports a complete real-time sync between multiple devices. So those are two different browsers, and if I go to the same shopping list, you see their real-time synced. And this is without using anything like Firebase or any other tools. This is just a regular SQL database and then a bit syncing logic on top of it using a Redis middle layer basically for caching, and then use server-side events, so basically HTTP event streams, to update all of the clients of the same group whenever something happens. I decided for this approach to most of it reduce costs during hosting and enable the possibility of completely self-hosting the tool without requiring something like a Firebase. All right, the shopping list is also very stable. So if we, for example, now delete the quesadillas, we see that it adapts and behaves nicely if you add new meals which use ingredients you already bought, but you deleted the original meal, stuff like that, which is done by just storing the bought items inside the database and calculating all the required ones on the fly every time you request this page, or actually live, but yeah, and then subtracting those from each other. The shopping list also supports custom items. So if you want to, for example, let's say we also need a lemon press, stuff that isn't part of the regular recipes, you can just add it, and then it nicely integrates into the same list. So you can use the shopping list for your whole grocery trip and not just the food. I earlier mentioned the possibility to add a phone number to a user account. This is used to get a daily reminder SMS on your phone with the meal of or the meals of the current day. So of course you can also schedule more than one meal for a single day. And yeah, you get a daily reminder with what's up for today in the morning. Maybe a bit more general, the whole app is designed to be fairly scalable and responsive, so it works on smartphones and should behave fairly nicely depending on your screen size. And even supports dark mode in device specific settings. So if your device requests a dark mode, it will get served the dark mode version of this app. A few more words to the technical challenges. I had a pretty rough time with my first chosen auth library, which was NextAuth, because they had a pretty major oversight in the revalidation of JWT tokens, which forced me to basically switch from a already completely implemented auth solution to Clerk, but I'm fairly happy with the current design, which doesn't enable a re-login after you, for example, joined a group, stuff like that. Even though all of this information is stored in the JWT token that authenticates yourself against the server. The responsiveness of the design was also a bit of work, but I think it turned out great. So yeah, I'm happy about that. Overall, I think it's a pretty respectable first version of my app, and I'm very excited to work on it further even after the course. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little overview, and I thank you very much for your attention.